Why? So there is like a certain topic that I would like to talk about that the media is definitely ignoring. It's not Black Lives Matter. It's children, children. Why? So if like say like the media is only like focusing on like black people who are like victims, or maybe like like a white on black crime or police on black crime, and they'll whoever the victim, black person back victim is, like they'll praise that person as like a god or like an idol and such. But this only the funny thing is, this only applies to who are people who are above 19 years of age, who are, meaning they are adults, young adults. Yeah, yeah. I'm not talking about like young adults, but adults, like who are people who are in who just like went from 19 to 20 and so people like George Floyd, adult, black male, adult. Ahmaud Arbery, black male, he's an adult. Breonna Taylor, black female, adult. Okay, so these people have been either they were like I did something bad, they were involved in something, so or they were on drugs, they died because of drugs. Or they were like in possession of drugs, or meaning Breonna Taylor, and the latest one, Jacob Blake, yeah, he's there. Yeah. He had a knife in his hand. Okay, who goes around, walks around with a knife in his hand? Nobody. And yeah, even as though his spouse told him to stop, and his kids were watching. And yeah. And yet, out of every other black victim who is like idolized by Black Lives Matter, Jacob Blake is the only one who is still alive. He is just paralyzed from the waist down, so he can't sexually assault anybody, as mentioned. But there have been people like I'm quite very concerned about that the media is very ignoring, and people who have been victims, and these are like basically anyone from who ages from a toddler to like a teenager. So Canadian Toronto hip hopper artist Drake has mentioned when he was featuring on the song with the Snoop Lion aside with Corey B. No guns allowed, and he was like praised the Cheyenne and Josh. He mentioned Cheyenne and Josh, which were who two teenagers who were like who were like in a this was in I think they were in the Scarborough area of Toronto where they were like they were at just like a community like a meetup or something, and then some people like they got the guns out and they shot at these people, and Shine and Josh died. And Brampton hip hopper Tory Lanez has mentioned that this happened just last year. Rap DiMaggio Hernandez, I think his last name was. Yeah. So his rapper name was Houdini, and as soon as he was a homicide victim in Toronto somewhere, and as soon as so I guess Tory Lanez knew the guy. So as soon as he heard of his homicide death, so he went on social media all sad. And I mentioned a bit on the video about like Houdini getting about the Houdini homicide incident last year, and then people were protesting, and then in the Jane and Wilson area, and then there were like a whole gangster in Toronto who just came off alongside 401 along 400 Black Creek Drive exit and started shooting at the protesters. Yeah. I'm assuming that their hip hopper Houdini was not white. He was probably most likely black. By just by his photo. And yeah. But adult. So yeah. I mentioned, I think this was at least a month ago now. If these two names don't ring a bell, I did make a video on these people. Secoreia Turner of Chicago. Davon McNeal of Washington, D.C. Secoreia Turner was killed by Black Lives Matter protesters trying to like force Secoreia's mom to go in turn in another direction instead of letting her go home. And one of the protesters got a gun out and shot the vehicle, and the bullet went to the vehicle and shot Secoreia dead. She didn't even make it to the teenager. She was just a young kid. And a few days after, Davon McNeal. So I got some information. So Secoreia Turner was 8 years old. So she was with her mom's mom, and her mom's friend was in the passenger seat most likely. And her dad, as soon as her mom drove home with her daughter dead. So he was furious that Black Lives Matter, which is a group was supposed to support Black lives, as it clearly states, that they killed someone of their own kind, especially a kid. So that's me. So Davon McNeal, on the other hand, this was reported by Davon McNeal's grandfather, who was a well-respected black man in the neighborhood in the Washington D.C. area. So Davon McNeal, he just ran to go get his phone charger and then go to a community cookout in the area. And then five men just jumped out and these people were gangsters. And yeah, they shot him. They shot like a couple of other maybe there were a couple of adults and probably most likely in the area. They were shot dead. But Davon McNeal, got shot dead, and he was 11. Didn't even make it to a teenager. Now, I know the Black Lives Matter and defund the police are common things people are saying, but if you're trying to defund the police and you expect, I've said this before, if you are trying to defund the police and you're trying to expect them to come to you when you're maybe you're getting robbed, or maybe you're someone at you at gunpoint, or maybe someone shot someone you love dead, or maybe you found someone who doing something wrong, committed a crime. Two wrongs don't make a right. The only time two wrongs make a right is in math. -2 minus -4 equals 2, +2. And let's zoom into last week. Now we're going to focus on the white people. 5-year-old. Okay, this is someone who didn't even make it to the young kid part. And so, Cannon Hinnant. So I think we're actually glad that we're the police actually got that person who Darius Sessoms 20 black man, neighbor to Austin Hinnant and his wife, and 2 daughters. So we still don't understand what caused the black man Darius Sessoms to shoot. It still hasn't been a proper explanation, but there has been but Darius Sessoms has been charged with drug possession and such. No. So if the black man and a white man have lived on the same street for several years, so okay, they know each other, they're neighbors, and so this shooting happened right on a Sunday, and on Friday, Darius Sessoms went over to Austin Hinnant's house for dinner, like casual neighbors. So Darius Sessoms most likely knows Austin Hinnant's two daughters and Cannon Hinnant, Austin's son. So he knows it's three kids. Austin's three kids. But is it because maybe he was on drugs or something? And what the media is like complaining about is so as soon as the say his name, say her name, and hashtag, and alright, rest in peace Secoreia Turner, and rest in peace Davon McNeal, and rest in peace those hashtags were active for at least up to 2 weeks, and then it all disappeared. Why? And then Cannon Hinnant, no one seemed to give a damn, because as a black female YouTuber had said, and one white female YouTuber has said, and a reliable news source has said, and Fox News has said, why aren't people like talking about like what shooting about Cannon Hinnant? It's like the shooting happened, and then I checked, and the guy was like, reporter was like, I checked on social media, and there's nothing about his death, and it's kind of weird that people, it suddenly disappears in just a few days. So as the female YouTubers and the news sources have clarified, it's because of Cannon Hinnant, because he is white. So if he was black, then it would have been like spreading like wildfire on social media, and people would be protesting. But wait, hold up, wait a minute. What I don't get is the media. Ahmaud Arbery got shot, by Travis, and also that about the McMichael family, his father and son. Two people are going all violent and like ransacking and rioting. Same thing happened with George Floyd got shot. He got shot he got like strangled by the knee by a cop, and all the police are bad, and that's what, and the same thing happened again. Breonna Taylor, they say, she was protesting. Same thing happens again. What about Secoreia Turner? What about Davon McNeal? Does the world even care about a 5-year-old who just got shot in the head by a black man who could have been on drugs? Why? I don't know, when like I'm really getting emotional about like kids like being danger. Like I don't care like what race these kids are. The kids don't see race. They just see people that oh that man is man or woman is friends with my family. Yeah, my parents know them, and and those so like, there could be like the white kid who's friends with the black kid and the Asian kid and the Mexican kid and the Latino kid and then like European kid. And an African kid. And they would see like they wouldn't just like see oh you're so they wouldn't like these kids don't see race. So they just see these people, oh, we have the same traits, we like the same stuff, we have the same hobbies, like oh we like the same sports, you know. It's like that. We got the same stuff, maybe like, you know, same subjects. And maybe you met someone from a different culture, they would ask these kids would actually ask, oh, well, what kind of like foods do you like? What kind of holidays do you celebrate? And they would actually want to know about the culture instead of hating on the culture. So you don't like it's not about the history about the kind of what the country that these kids like these parents came from, and that the kid that they had these kids that the kid is friends with. So it's all like oh, I want to know more about you, and oh you and it goes vice versa, and they want to hang out and just party and, you know, go places together and support each other when like things go down. But when social media comes in and when parents inflict all this race issues on like their children, these children will think, oh, the black kid's gonna think, oh, white kid, bad. Calling police, bad. They're gonna shoot me, bad. And everyone else is gonna look at Asians and say, oh, coronavirus, or they'll say the racist. I can't say the racist word. It's very insulting to Chinese and Koreans. Or they'll like all keep on making fun of basically anyone who's from Eastern Asia. They'll purposely think they're Chinese or Japanese. I've been through that. And since my cousins on my mom's side of the family, two of my cousins got married. And so I'm officially an uncle to a niece and a nephew. Oh. You know, and because so I don't want like kids who just got born and from their parents, and they're young kids. Maybe they're like 5, 6, or 7, and they're just. What I would just like want them to focus on is make as many friends as you want, learn about their culture, appreciate them. Don't make fun of them. And be there for each other when things go down tough. So like kids will like obviously like no like no there's that skin they have like a like a darker skin tone than me, or like they're like they don't have the same skin color as me, but you know it's like what parents actually need to teach kids is treat that person like like you want to be treated by them. And yeah. And I think it's about time that the media actually started focusing on death of children, because I know the Turner family is and the McNeal family and the Hinnant family are all mourning right now just because sons or daughters died. So yeah. And some people have said, okay, so like why are we idolizing these adults who've done bad things or doing bad things? Oh, these children, they're innocent. They didn't commit a crime. So, you know. So when we die of old age, or like maybe a diagnosis or cancer or whatever it is that we die of. So our children are like the future. And we need to like make sure they learn as much as they can and not make the same mistakes that like my past people have done. You get me? So use the hashtags rest in peace Secoreia Turner, rest in peace Davon McNeal, rest in peace Cannon Hinnant. And make a post about it on whatever like social media accounts. I don't care. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. Do what you gotta do. Spread the word. Children's lives matter. I'm tired of quoting Black Lives Matter because people are forgetting about the children. It's basically be looking like Black Lives Matter, more like Black adults' lives matter. Really? Huh? And this goes out to the black folks who don't have a kid right now, but maybe your wife is pregnant. Make sure your kids have make lots of friends. And if you are parents to like kids who didn't even make to or teens who didn't even make it to adulthood yet, make sure they live the greatest lives, and don't put race on them. Tell them to make as many friends as what they want, and learn about other people's culture and not make the same mistakes previous historians have made. So this is for Secoreia Turner, this is for Davon McNeal, this is for Cannon Hinnant, and all the children out there who have died in 2020 that no one give the damn about, but we will give a care about. Give them a shout out. And bless their families.